Hi everyone, welcome back to Hometime with Robbie and Susie. I'm really excited to continue to learn about South America, and today we are learning about the country Ecuador. This is the flag of Ecuador. Let's go and see what else we can learn.
Hi, I'm Robbie. Hi, I'm Susie.
Hi, I'm Miss Carly, the teacher. It's time for
Hometime
with Robbie and Susie.
I have hands, watch me clap.
Watch me clap.
Oh, what a miracle am I have feet, watch me stand.
Watch me stand.
Oh, what a miracle am I. Oh, what a miracle, oh, what a miracle, every little part of me. I'm something special, so very special, there's nobody quite like me. I have arms, watch me swing.
Watch me swing.
Oh, what a miracle am I have legs, they can bend and stretch.
Bend and stretch.
Oh, what a miracle am Oh, what a miracle, oh, what a miracle, every little part of me. I'm something special, so very special, there's nobody quite like me. I have a spine, it can twist and bend.
Twist and bend.
Oh, what a miracle am I have a 1 foot, watch me balance.
Watch me balance.
Oh, what a miracle am Oh, what a miracle, oh, what a miracle, every little part of me. I'm something special, so very special, there's nobody quite like me. There's nobody quite like me.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be learning about Ecuador with you. Ecuador is a country in South America that has lots of ocean surrounding it. A main job in Ecuador is fishing, and those fishermen love to go fishing and then bring home some yummy fish to eat. I have a song about fishing. Would you like to sing it with me? It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go again. Why did you let him go? Because he bit my finger so. Which finger did he bite? This little finger on my right. Did you like that song? Would you like to sing it again? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go again. Why did you let him go? Because he bit my finger so. Which finger did he bite? This little finger on my right. Did you like that song? You can sing that at home too. I think Stacey has a story about a fisherman. Would you like to come see?
Thanks so much, Lauren. Oh, I really liked your song about catching the fish. But do you know what? I definitely wouldn't want that fish to bite my finger. I'd definitely let it go too. And seeing you were doing such a great song about fishing, I found a great story for us today. It's called Fisherman Fred. Wow, can you see? This must be Fred. And he's on his sailing boat. And it looks like he is catching lots of fish too. Let's see what the story is about. Fisherman Fred. Fisherman Fred went fishing each night. And every day he rode around the town on his rusty old bike calling, "Fish for sale! Fish for sale!" He had almost no time left for anything else. Can you see? He's got his fish on his bike, and that's where he's calling out. One day, Fred was selling fish to his friend Bill when he had an idea. "I'll give up my bike and sell fish from my front room." "You are a genius with paint, Bill. Why don't you paint a sign to go over my front door?" Do you think that's a good idea? Selling fish from your bedroom? Bill came at once. Soon the sign was gleaming across the front of Fred's house, but very few customers came to buy fish. Later that day, a man pointed at the sign and laughed. "You don't need to say the fish is fresh. You couldn't sell it otherwise." Perhaps he's right, thought Fisherman Fred. When the man had gone, I better hide the word fresh. Fresh fish sold here. Can you see that sign? Fred climbed his ladder and nailed a board over a part of the sign. Now there were only 3 words, not 4, but very few customers came to buy fish. I wonder why they're not coming. A girl came along with her dog. "Why does your sign say here?" "The sign is here, so the fish must be here too, mustn't it?" Can you see? Fred's thinking. He's a bit unsure about his sign now. So Fred decided to hide the word here. Now there were only 2 words on the sign, but very few customers came to buy fish. Next, a woman stared at the sign. "Surely you don't need to say sold," she giggled. "We know you don't give your fish away." Lots of people are helping Fred with all his ideas for his sign. Fred agreed. He nailed 1 more board. Only a single word was left, but very few customers came to buy fish. Then Charlie the policeman said, "You don't need a sign at all. Why say fish when you've sold fish for years?" Lots of suggestions. Fred covered the last word. Then he fetched some brown paint and made the board look like new. But very few customers came to the house. Oh dear. Just as he finished, an old man came up. He wanted to buy a can of paint. "I can tell by the smell that you smell paint," he said. "But wouldn't it be better to have a proper sign?" Sighed Fred. "So I do need a sign after all." He climbed his ladder and took off one of the painted boards. But very few customers came to the house. A boy whizzed by on his skateboard. "Hello, Mr. Fish," he called rudely. So Fred took off another board. Now there were 2 words on his sign. Fish sold. But very few customers came to the house. They still think I sell my fish in the street, thought Fred. But I sell it here and the sign should say so. Poor Fred's getting a bit sad. No one's coming to buy his fish. Fred took off another board. Let's see what it says now. Fish sold here. Now there were 3 words again. But very few customers came to the house. Then along came Bill. "You've spoiled my sign," he said angrily. "That big space in front of fish looks all wrong." Bill doesn't feel very happy. He worked really hard on that sign for Fred. So Fred took off the last board. Now there were 4 words on the sign again. Fresh fish sold here. But still, very few customers came to Fred's house. Oh, poor Fred, he's getting a bit sad. In the meantime, the fish wasn't so fresh. Fred called the cats home. The lady was one of his best customers. "I'm afraid the fish is not fresh," explained Fred, "but it's free." "Thank you," she said. "I'll come over right away. I wondered what had happened to you." Can you see the lady? Oh my goodness, look. And all those cats. I think they must love the fresh fish. Fred had told her about the sign Bill had made. "I noticed it at once," she smiled. "It is a lovely sign, but there is one thing wrong with it. Now, you go fishing and I will talk to Bill." I wonder what her idea is for the sign. It was still dark when Fred arrived home. The next morning, when he drew back the curtains, all his old customers were waiting outside. Look at all the people outside his window. Wonder what the sign says. Fred rubbed his eyes. He hurried to wash and get dressed. When he opened the door, everyone cheered. The lady from the cat's home was there. The cats had come too to say thank you to Fred. "You forgot to put your name on the sign," she said. "Fred stands for honesty and cheerfulness and fresh fish." Oh, what a great idea she had. Nothing is more important than your good name. And look, it says, Fred's fresh fish sold here. Wow, what a great idea. The cat lady knew that all his customers just needed to know it was Fred selling all that fresh fish. What a great story. And poor Fred, he was getting so sad because nobody was coming to buy his fish. Well, do you know what? I actually know a song about a fish. Maybe you'd like to sing it with me, or maybe I can teach it to you if you don't know it. It goes a little bit like this. Ready? Catch, catch, catch a fish, hook it on your line, reel, reel, reel it in. This one will be mine. It's very simple, isn't it? Do you ever go fishing? Maybe let's try it again. So ready? Get your wheels ready. We're going to cast it in. Ready? Pew! Catch, catch, catch a fish. Hook it on your line. Reel, reel, reel it in. This one will be mine. Don't let it bite your finger though. Do you know what? I've loved looking at fish with you today, and I've loved looking at things from Ecuador. So let's continue to do some learning together.
Hi everyone. That was such a great story, Stacey. I loved that Fisherman Fred was selling his fish.
It was a great story, and I loved the way that he fished at night when the moon was out, and he went around and sold it to everyone in his local community.
Well, in Ecuador, as we're celebrating that country, there are a lot of fishermen because Ecuador is along the coast. They fish a lot and they make their fish, they eat their fish and they sell their fish. So I thought today we could actually make some fish.
Oh, how are we going to make a fish with a paper plate?
I know, right? But I'm going to show you. So to make our fish today, we have some paint, some glue, sticky tape, we have a stapler, and we have some collage materials and some scissors and some stickers and some glitter and some googly eyes.
I love the googly eyes.
So to create your fish, you can use whatever materials you have at home. So you can either use paint or you can use glue. You can cut up some recycled magazines. So you can create your fish however you would like. So to create your fish, we need to make a tail because this does not look like a fish yet.
No.
Okay, so what you need to do is we're going to snip, snip, snip. We're going to cut a triangle just like this. And do you think that looks like a fish's mouth?
It does look a little bit like a fish's mouth that might be going pop, 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 opening.
And then all we have to do is we are going to put the tail on the end there, and then it looks like the outline of a fish.
How clever.
So I'm going to use a stapler. You might need some help from a grown-up. And I'm going to squeeze, push, and my tail is stuck on. How easy was that?
That looks so easy. I might give it a try. I have a smaller paper plate here.
So I'm going to start decorating my fish. So I think I'm going to create a blue fish because there's lots of different colored fish in the world, but blue fish are so very, very pretty. So you can paint all of your fish or you can paint some of it. So I'm just going to paint the inside here.
And while you're doing that, I followed your great instructions, and look, I cut a triangle out and I've stapled it at the back too, so that I've got my fishy's mouth and my fishy's tail, so he can go swimming in the ocean.
Look at that, I've painted my fish blue.
I love that.
So did you know fish have scales?
I did.
So I think I'm going to create some pink scales, and they stick up like this. So I'm going to do it that way. But you can use whichever color you would like, and you can collage and create your fish in any shape or way that you would like. Would you like a color, or would you like to do some gluing?
Oh, I think I might use pink, but I think I'm going to use some of these beautiful circle stickers for my scales, just for something a little bit different. But I know that my stickers are not going to stick on paint, so I might do my stickers first so that I can go one.
It's a very smart idea.
Yep. And I'm just going to overlap a few of mine
I'm gonna make my scales a bit
in
smaller.
in a line so that I can start to make some scales for mine.
Oh, that looks amazing. It's amazing what you can do with collage materials and how creative you can be.
It is. And do you know what? That's what I love about all art experiences, is that you can be so creative and use anything you have around the house, and everything is up to your own interpretation or your own imagination.
I love imagination. And as we're learning about fish, and Fisherman Fred was a fisherman, have you ever been fishing, Stacey?
Oh, do you know what? I have, because I am very lucky that at the back of my house, I have water that goes all the way out. And so we like to go on our kayaks, or sometimes we like to just stand in our backyard and we throw a line in and catch some fish as well. I'm not very good though. Those fish seem to jump off that hook before I can reel them in.
Fishing can be very tricky. The fisherman, like Fisherman Fred, is very talented to be able to catch that many fish and then be able to sell them. My family come from fishermen, and so they would take the boat out every night and they'd catch lots of fish and they'd come back and sell it.
Okay.
And so I was taught to fish by my family, and yeah, I've been able to catch some really big fish.
Oh wow. Fishing can be lots of fun. Sorry, I'm just going to grab
That's
that
okay.
paint.
May I please have the glitter? Thank you.
It can be lots of fun, and there's definitely lots of different ways to catch fish as well.
It is. You can use a net, and you can use a fishing line, like you said, and a hook.
That's right.
And some people also use cages. Sometimes they put them on the bottom of the ocean, and they can catch things like crabs, because fishermen don't just catch fish, they catch crabs.
That's right.
And they can also catch prawns, and they can catch lots of different sea creatures that people love to eat.
That's right.
Oh, yours is looking amazing, Stacey.
Thank you. So I thought I would use, I'll hold it up for you, my pink paint, and I've been painting the outsides with all the little bumps because I feel like they're like little bumpy scales themselves. So I thought that might be a little bit of fun. And I love the way that you're using glitter. Do you think I could use a little bit of glitter too?
You sure can. I love to share.
And I might use a little bit of glue because my glitter is not going to stick if I don't have anything sticky for it to attach to. Blop, 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 blop.
It's good to use paint or glue to stick things on. And you've got to make sure that you don't put too much glue on, because when you put too much glue on, then it might run off or it might rip your paper. But then if you don't use enough, then your items won't stick.
And similar, you don't want to use too much glitter. I'm going to tip some back in.
Well, I've created a yellowtail with pink and purple scales, and he's glittery.
Wow, and I've created my unique pink fish over here, and he's got some green scales, and he's very shiny and he shimmers in the sunlight.
Wow, that's amazing. I love how creative you are.
I know, I love that we could both use lots of different items and create our own unique fish that can now go swimming in the ocean. Hopefully if we don't throw that reel in, we might catch one of our fish.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had fun, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Bye.